Hello. This is a message to all the coaching clients across the country. This is an overall perspective of what this program is about and what does it actually accomplish for the individual on this program. Foremost, there's going to be a series of coaching videos that come out once a month, and they'll be on various topics that align with the objective and the purpose that we're trying to achieve here. So, what is that purpose? Well, the first module, as you know, is a finance module, and it contains CFO technology that is basically unknown in our industry. And a CFO is not a CPA. A CFO is much more sophisticated. He deals with a thing called metrics and benchmarks. The overview is probably one of the most critical aspects, short term and long term, for any practitioner. What it solves is the enormous amount of revenue that goes through the hands of a practice throughout the years. Take just a single practice as an example. Let's say it does $1 million a year. In 10 years of practice, that's $10 million. And you might ask yourself the question, where did the $10 million go? And how much of that $10 million is in your personal bank account? So what does this CFO management account achieve for you? So the first objective is that to increase the importance and the value of any business, not just in dentistry. What I'm going to tell you is in every MBA textbook across the country. What is your most valuable recorded statistic that measures your competence? Because there's only a couple of them. The first one is how much revenue went into your personal reserves by the month, by the quarter, by the year. Every single year. How does that accumulate over time? That is the only report that is valid for you or anybody else that owns a business. It matters not what your production is. And while production is important, your production can be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. But if the revenue comes in, goes across, and goes out the back door, so what? You have a bunch more busyness, but you at the end of the month, at the end of the year, you do your financials, you reach into your pockets, you pull them out, and you go, but where's my portion? That's what the CFO module handles. It opens up a CFO management account. It has to have a mindset to actually listen to your instructor, which is me. And if you can't change your mindset, then you won't change the amount of personal reserves that goes into your account. It's paramount beyond belief. The number of clients I have in the last 7 to 9 years that have established a financial system whereby they know what the 7 categories of expenses are for a dental office. There is exactly 7, and the categorization of those expenses must be in those 7 categories. Each category has a national average or benchmark for a percentage against the net income. For example, payroll should run 22 to 26% of your net collections, not 32, not 38, not 29. If you take a look at even 3 to 4% of 7 categories, if you're off 1 or 2% or 1.5% in each category, that's 10% a year. Well, if you're making $1 million, it's only $100,000 a year. What's the big deal? It's only $1 million every 10 years. Well, that's a bit. With interest and what have you, it's $1.2, $1.3 million. What are those 7 categories? That's what the module covers. It covers your payroll, which should be 22 to 27%. It covers your marketing, which should be 3 to 8%. It covers your administrative costs, 7 to 9%. It covers every single equipment and furniture should be 5%. Rent and lease about 5 to 6%. Lab around 6 to 9%. Supplies 5%. When you take a look at the percentages and your expenses are categorized with a platform that is online that you can see by the month, not by the year. You don't want a profit and loss statement that is an annual P&L that you look at that you can't read and you go, okay, well, where did my money go? It's a monthly P&L. It's online. You can be taught this on this program in less than 2 to 3 hours with an online platform such as Online QuickBooks or Online Xero. There's several of them that are out there that are very simple, and they'll do a percentage of expenses versus net income as an automatic 2-second platform where you just request the P&L statement by percentage of income. It comes up and you can see it. And you can drill down and see what the expenses are in each category. So back to the objective. What are we trying to achieve here? We're only trying to achieve really 2 things with this program. Number one, higher financial freedom. In other words, increasing your personal reserves. That's my report card, and that's your report card. And if we can accomplish that month by month, quarter by quarter, you'll be a happy camper, not just in a year or 2, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. Time is your largest commodity. So the sooner you start, the better. It requires a mindset change. The second product we're going for, the second item, would be whatever your expenses, loans, or debt is a certain number. It could be 2,000, it could be 20,000, it could be 200,000, it could be 400,000. That debt has to come down to 0. So the objective is to reduce debt, increase personal reserves. This is the only thing that will ultimately pull you out of I would say, actually remove the handcuffs that you have day in and day out in an office. That's module 1. Module 2 is called a transition module. And your transition module is literally a module that pulls you up and gives you oversight on the office so that you're not day in and day out handcuffed to an 8x10 operatory. It doesn't mean you don't go to the office, and transition doesn't mean you're selling the practice or you're getting out of the practice. Transition is a definition of the objective that you're trying to achieve 2, 3, or 4 years down the road. And once we have that objective, if you have a stair step to get there, you can get there. And it doesn't take long, much shorter than you can imagine. The third module is called growth and expansion. It deals with both the structure of the office, word of mouth marketing, which is the best marketing you could ever have. How do you make your office contagious and increase the word of mouth to reduce your overall external marketing costs, which are expensive? It covers that. And then how do you acquire, and then how do you retain your consumer? So that being said, I don't want to cover much more because all these videos are short. I'm sending them to you on your, so you can watch them on your iPhone, your Android, or whatever. It'll be just a link you can look at. They're 5 to 7 minutes. Every subject, every month, will be very strategic, and it will cover a little bit more in detail than what this overview covers. Anyway, I want to thank you for a couple of things. I absolutely completely enjoy what I do. I'm a researcher at heart. I'm a teacher at heart. I love to evaluate and resolve problems from an external point of view to assist the office to take the journey that you want to take. So that being said, I hope to see you soon. I look forward to the next video. It'll be coming out next month. Thank you again for being a client. I adore all of you. And I hope to see you soon on your next Zoom meeting. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.